Hello everyone, it's me again, GW Fan the Softcore Brony, welcoming you back to Total Annihilation on Let's Play Breath of Fire 2, the Retranslation. Since at least one person asked anyway, I figured I'd show what happens when you do kill the old man, and you actually gain experience points and money for it, too. Yay. But we killed him, and we already know who he is, so... Well, this isn't progressing much differently at all. I see. You okay? Wow. Cough, cough, hack, hack! Well, actually, but... I see. How do you even know that anyway? Just because the machine, it supports the whole building? Ah. Dragon watching over it. And that's pretty much the only clue you get. Because we actually, well, we can walk out of here, or if you have it, you can use the exit spell, and, we don't get to find out that it's Ryu's dad. But the place still explodes, or whatever it is it does here. And, like I said, what Gano just said is pretty much the only clue we're gonna get as to what the heck we're supposed to do next, which is really freaking vague. And no, you cannot go back here anymore. So, if for whatever reason you do decide to go this way, then you just come down to the little building here and change to a character who can either warp, or Nina, who can, you know, get you out with a great bird. But anyway, that's what happens there. So otherwise, this is the world where Ryu's father lives. And let's see, I'll stick with this party for a little bit. Now that that Ryu's dad is alive, there's a couple things that we can do, which we actually could have already done quite a while back. In fact, as soon as the town was done, we could have come over here to this well. As soon as the town was built, that is. Walking over here and just standing in this, or walking into this room, is a prerequisite for something else. You'll notice this strange machine that's under the town that kind of resembles the one that Spooky was trying to activate before. Now, that is just one of two prerequisites to getting a 7th townsperson into town, or whatever you'd call them. The other thing I could have done, just as soon as we got Espada in the party, this is why I'll take him over to Gunts, the town that we're never required to go to. At this point, all the equipment here is totally obsolete, so... And we can come over here to this great tree, or whatever you'd call it. Oop, wrong way, of course. Anyway, and we can talk to this tree with Espada. GG Cup. In the original, she's called something like Eikichi, which as I understand it, is supposed to mean, like, big breasts or something. GG Cup is supposed to be, you know, double G cups and all that. So, they're still going with the weird... Yeah. You get it. Yes, you did. But anyway, that's the other prerequisite to unlocking a little something over here in Gunts. Or maybe not so little, but ham. Anyway. Yeah, I guess that was kind of a joke that they somewhat edited out in the original version. But anyway. Now that we've done that, it's behind the other one. We can come over here now. And I don't... Hey. Oh, there she is! It's like, what the heck? Why isn't she here? GG, huh? A customer. Huh. Make flying machines or ninja robots. You sound somewhat like Momo from the next game. I've actually been playing a lot of Breath of Fire 3 lately. Really? You... Okay, I gotta... Okay. Anyways... I can't believe... Well, maybe I can. I don't know. Alright. Ninja robots, yada yada yada, blank stares. Machine trouble! We have this strange machine under our town. Really? Oh, Kirk. Okay, they're just totally taking advantage of this situation now. Nope. In the original, they basically just skipped to that part right there. Alrighty. And long before, like I said, you can recruit her to your town as soon as you get a Spada, but she can't really do anything there because, well, she's just a machine that's there, and I think she says something to the effect of, like, you know, this is a strange machine, I wonder what it does, or something like that. But anyway, might as well do all this on screen, I suppose. Since we rescued Ryu's father, we can just go straight to township. She'll probably actually say what it is that she says, and... Oh, yeah. I never pointed out, but the circus is over here. There's nothing really, or whatever it's called, but there's nothing really special about it. It's the same as it always was, except I think there's literally nothing in the... Or they're advertising literally nothing in the big cage there, so... Anyway, once Gigi and your father are in town, you come down here, and... Oh my god! Impossibly awesome, huh? So, what's the... Ah. Yeah, she probably says something to the effect of that in the original. It's a flying machine? What, exactly the same as what Spooky was trying to activate? Press release? Why did our dad come in just now? Oh. He's my dad. He's been a slave for the last 10 years. Whoa. Well, I guess we'd actually know that since we, after the whole incident in Highland, or High Fort as it's called in the original. Really? Oh dear. I see. Yeah! Power up! And we're not exploding. No, actually, we're flying! We now have the flying town, which we can, well, once we actually activate it, we can actually fly almost anywhere that the Great Bird can, and you can land it any place you want that has flat ground anyway. You can basically use it as a teleport point, because whenever you warp to it, you'll warp to wherever it happens to be at the time. Alrighty! Legendary Lost Flying Machine and a real superhero? Oh, for crying out loud. Don't worry about me, and that's what he'll say for the remainder of the game. They'll both be down here, and, yeah, let's get flying! As always. Like I said, we can basically move it wherever we want. It does move very, very slowly. Just about the only place it can't land is over, I think here, where we could have, or where we fished out the Empire Edge, or whatever it is. Usually what I like to do with it is just park it over on, like, Bow and Karn's Island, or on the Armory Hut Island, just kind of because. You know, just because it's a place to warp to, makes it easier to get there if need be. Okay, cool. What's the point of that when we have the Great Bird? Well, we'll find out later. Well, for one thing, it's a prerequisite to getting the good ending of the game. If you don't get it, then you'll get the other ending. And I guess in a matter of speaking, this is where I'm going to sort of split the game up. I am going to save this particular instance of having it, but I'm also going to have to go through the final dungeon without having acquired this town here. So, actually, I'll probably save it at a different point. But anyway, yeah, so I can actually show you both endings. I'm actually going to have to go through the final dungeon twice. One of which, of course, will be off-screen, since, you know, you don't want to see that. Although I will be taking a different party just for the heck of it. But anyway, regardless of whether or not you save your father or get the flying town, once the church, or the cathedral, or St. Eva Church, as it's called, is destroyed, Beretta will now have new equipment. If for some reason you still have not recruited Beretta, and you do recruit her, she'll have the starting equipment again, and there's no way you can upgrade it to the Ultimate Armory Shop, or probably the overall best one, besides the one that has the Ares shield anyway. Armor Breaker, which is called the Break Sword. Oddly, this is like, I think it's like a couple points stronger than the sword from the other Ultimate Armory Shops, but for some reason it's like 2,000 zenny less. Not that it really, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Not that it really matters, since it's so much weaker than the Emperor Edge. Fortunately, I didn't have that saved. Then we have the Dreadnought, weapon for Bosch, which is the physically most powerful weapon he can possibly equip, although not as good as the Twin Bow, as far as, you know, since the Twin Bow can attack twice, it can still do more damage. Called the Death Bow in the original, it doesn't actually do any kind of death or anything like that. If you do plan on taking Bosch into the final dungeon, then you probably will want one of these. Other thing we got here is the Kaiser Fist, or Kaiser Knuckle in the original. This is the strongest weapon in the game for Rand. Although, I should say, technically, there is another weapon that we get relatively early on in the final dungeon that's called the Final Knuckle, or probably Final Fist or something like that in this version, that is only about 8 points weaker, and it has the toasty effect. Not that I've found that at all useful so far. Like I've said before, I've only seen that once in the entire playthrough. But anyway, otherwise we have the Amber Ring again, Mother Robe. Got this new Tyrant armor, known as the Hero armor in the original. This is basically a straight-up upgrade to the Brave armor, which is also stronger than this. Except that only Ryu, Tapeta, and Sten can equip it, and it's double the weight at 16. But it still increases your offense by 5 points, however useful that might be. Of course, we will get one of these for free in the final dungeon, so I wouldn't really bother picking it up. Then we got the Shining Helm, which you can finally purchase, although I like the Sun Mask a little better. It's only 5 points weaker and gives Fire Elemental Protection, whereas this just gives Holy Elemental Protection, which is pointless. And then, of course, we got the Soul Shield to purchase here as well, which, well, we'll be getting one more in the final dungeon. Actually, I think we'll be getting 2 more in there, so I don't need to waste my money buying one of these. I'm going to unbuy the Armor Breaker later. And I'll buy, depending on who I'm taking into the final dungeon, I may or may not buy these two. I'll leave that as a surprise for now. But until then, we've got to go to the town of Gate in order to, well, see how to even get into the final dungeon. Next time on Let's Play Breath of Fire 2, the Retranslation. Arrivederci.